Well, hello. You're just in time to join my book review of yet an international bestseller, an amazing read. In this session, we're looking at The 5 a.m. Club by Sharma. It's an absolutely amazing read, okay? And each and every week, we look at an amazing, motivational self-help book, okay? And we want to absorb all of this goodness that we find in these books, okay? So each and every week, we share an awesome book. And on a day-to-day basis, we also look at messages from the good book, okay, the Bible, okay. So do like, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification button so you also don't miss out a single video that I share, as well as a single one of the book reviews that I share each and every week. So to all the fellow morning people, okay, at the 5 a.m. Club, okay, if you are a morning person, trust me, great news for you. This book, you technically already have an upper hand advantage, okay? If you are a morning person, it helps you to actually know what to do when you wake up in the morning. Do you wake up and have, a bad routine, or do you already have a good routine? And if you're not a morning person, guess what? This book shares some tools, practical tools to help you get into that habit, as well as to know how to apply your energy when you are best at your state of mind, right, when you're most concentrated, okay? So everybody can benefit from this awesome book. All right, so in this book we have the main characters, okay? We have an entrepreneur as well as an artist, okay? These are the two characters, as well as there's the other characters, but these are the main characters in the story. So the entrepreneur is in her 30s, okay? She owns a technology company, which she started back in her college years. So this was a brainchild which she developed, and it grew. It became so big that she was competing with like good competitors, to an extent that her stakeholders and business partners were sabotaging her because they wanted to buy a company from her, and she was not necessarily willing to sell, but now they actually were forcing her and putting in a tight corner, and it was overwhelming her. Naturally, it was overwhelming her, and to an extent she was feeling suicidal, okay, like she was starting to give up on life. We see her at some point sitting down, wanting to consume a whole bunch of sleeping tablets at once, okay. So she was at that state of mind. She received conference tickets to the Spellbinders conference, okay. Now the Spellbinder was the person, okay, so he had a conference. So she receives these tickets, and she naturally would not be going to such conferences. She should not believe in listening to some guru tell her what to do. She believed in just doing what she feels needs to be done, okay. She was that kind of a person. But because she was in that kind of state of mind, this time she decided to go, okay. She decided to go and attend this conference. And so she arrives at this conference, and not even believing that it will do anything different in her life. And the Spellbinder is this 80-year-old man who shares some inspiration, motivational messages, success and mind mastery, okay. So he was sharing a lot of these, as well as proven ways on how to get yourself into that kind of a lifestyle. So this was an amazing conference which she attended. So amongst the things which the Spellbinder was teaching is that life is too short to play with your talents, okay. Whatever talents you have, whatever it is that you naturally are good at, you need to hone that, you need to develop that, you need to nurture that, so that you become best at what you naturally are good at already, okay. Before you look at other skills, look at what you're already good at and improve on what you're naturally good at. So as well as that, you can fit in or you can change the world, but you can't do both, okay? So if you are so focused on fitting in and blending in and being accepted and being loved by everybody, sometimes you will miss, your target. You will miss the opportunity of changing the world, okay? So you can't have them both. Also, that you are born into the opportunity as well as the responsibility to become legendary. So yes, being legendary is an awesome opportunity, but also there's responsibility. There's something you need to do. There's something you need to give. There's sacrifices you need to make, okay? So you need to be responsible. You need to be disciplined in order for you to reach your personal legend, okay? And also he shares that no matter where you are on the pathway of your life, please don't let the pain, okay, of an imperfect past hinder you from reaching your future, okay? So don't be stuck up in the past, okay? Let the past teach you, learn from the past, but also see what you can take from the past and use in the future, but don't get stuck in the past, okay? We continue to move on in our life, okay? So these are a couple of concepts which he teaches. So as he was teaching all of this, he happened to fall, sick, and it came to a point where he actually collapsed. He fell, and he was laying with his eyes closed, and there was some cut, on his head. So everybody was looking at him. Oh my goodness, is he okay? Is he dead? Has he passed on? What's going on? So that is how, we end the scene of him and his conference, okay? So now after the conference, in the process of the meet and greet, the entrepreneur is discussing with other people, okay, how the conference was like, okay? And as she's discussing all of this, she actually hides the fact that she didn't even believe, in this concept before she came here, because now she has received a lot from this conference, right? She received the messages which she felt she needed to hear at the time. So she shares, her story. She shares, how she learned a lot from this. She happened to be seated next to the artist, okay? An artist who was a painter. The artist was a painter, okay? And so they happened to be discussing together. They got to know each other, after this conference. And then as they're discussing, there happened to be a homeless person who snuck in from the back. Okay, he comes in, and he's sharing. Actually reaches out to them, okay? He's calling out to them, and he's joining this conversation, he's interacting with them. So the homeless man approaches the entrepreneur and the artist, and he's asking of the experience. How was the conference? What did you enjoy? What did you learn from this conference? Okay, are you gonna use it? Like, he's having those kind of conversation with these people, okay? And as they're discussing, okay, they're actually surprised. This is a homeless person, okay, but the way he was speaking with authority, okay, he was speaking like he knows a lot of stuff. He had content in his speech. He seemed like a knowledgeable person, okay. So the conversation continued, and they were picking up a lot of things about this man which were intriguing about him, okay. How can this person speak with such authority? And this homeless man even shared that, I learned from the spellbinder myself, and he helped me to become the millionaire which I am, and I've got a home in paradise, and I've got a mansion in a tropical island in Malibu, and he shares all of this, and he shares that he can teach them. He says, I can teach you, okay, more of these lessons, okay, if you're interested, I can teach you about what he calls the 5 a.m. club. Okay, now they're looking at this person, okay, this person is a homeless person. Why can't he use these teachings that he claims to be teaching us, okay? But as the conversation continued, they realized that actually there could be something which they can learn from this person. So initially they judged him based on how he looks, right? We never judge a book by its cover. This was one of the first lessons that they learned. Never judge a book by its cover. So yes, they set an appointment the following morning. They were gonna meet at 5 o'clock, and they were gonna meet the homeless man. And the following morning, yes, they arrived 10 minutes before the time. When they got there, the man is not there. Okay, they actually felt stupid and angry. What if this person stood us up? Why did we even believe such a person could be telling us the truth? But exactly at 5 o'clock, a chauffeur arrived and came and took their bags and transported them. Okay, so these people, the entrepreneur, the artist, they trusted the homeless man, and they trusted this driver, the chauffeur, okay? And it was quite interesting. But so he drove them, and they asked this man more about this homeless man, and he shared, okay, this person was actually a millionaire. He was Riley, okay? So they met a millionaire, and this chauffeur told them more about this person to sort of put them at ease. So he escorted them to a jet which led him to where they met the millionaire, okay? So they went rented his place. So each and every morning, he told them, we're going to meet each and every morning. I'm going to teach you the secrets of the 5 a.m. club, okay? So each and every morning, there was going to be a new lesson. So one of the first things he teaches them is own your morning, elevate your life, okay? Start your morning without much business going on, okay? Start with your morning very well and elevate your life, okay? So he also shares that you need to surround yourself with people who will uplift your mindset and health set and heart set and soul set, okay? Mindset, your mentality, heart set, your emotions, okay, health set, your physique, as well as soul set, your spirituality, okay? You need to surround yourself with the kind of people that will always uplift all of these, factors in your life, okay? Those kind of people will complete you. Those kind of people are the people that you can, grow into meaningful friendships with, okay? And stay away from people that are taking away from any of that, okay? You want to have those kind of people as part of your inner circle, okay? So you continue to teach them that one who sweats more in training will bleed less in war, okay? So you want to make sure in the process of your training, you are sweating. You are applying yourself best, okay, in your training, so that when the war comes, okay, when the opportunity is there, you are, bleeding less. Okay, so he also shares that failure is growth, which is covered in wolf's clothing, okay? So technically, when you fail in something, when you experience failure, it's not necessarily to mean that you are dying. No, you are growing, okay? But you may not see the growth at that time. But if you do not try, you would not have failed. So you need to try to grow, okay? So try, grow, or try, fail, and still grow, okay? So failure is growth in wolf's clothing. As well as to find your best self, you must lose your weak self, okay? Something must go, okay? You can't have your weak self as well as your best self hand in glove, okay? So if you want to be your best, you need to let go of, your weak self, okay? Whatever it is that your old self that used to tell you that you can't achieve, you can't be at your best, you can't, your limiting beliefs, you have to rid yourself of your old or your weak self so you can step into your best self. All right, so he shares this quote by Steve Jobs. It reads as follows: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown down your own inner voice, okay? So you don't want to be living someone else's life. You don't want someone to live out their life in your life as well. You want to live your life, okay? Make the most of what your life is all about, okay? And that was a quote by Steve Jobs. He then shares 5 rules of empire makers. If you want to build an empire, these are the rules you need to follow, okay? The first one, empire makers take 1 hour a day before dawn to prepare themselves for the day ahead, okay? So start early, prepare yourself for the day ahead. The second one, just because you hadn't done it before doesn't mean you can't start now, okay? So start with small, daily, consistent improvements, okay? When you do that, they will lead to the kind of results that you want. Okay, and number 3, change is hard at first, messy in the middle, okay, but definitely gorgeous in the end, okay? So it won't be easy at first, but it will definitely be worth it in the end. Number 4, to enjoy the results enjoyed by the 5% of the empire makers, you must do what the 95% is not willing to do, okay? So you need to apply yourself, you need to do what a lot of people will not, be willing to do, okay? It involves hard work, it involves discipline, okay? Consistency, do that, okay? So you can be part of the 5%, and those are the empire makers. And the last one, number 5, continue even if you don't feel like it, okay? So triumph loves the relentless, okay? You don't want to stop when you don't feel like it, when you're having a bad day, you want to continue, regardless of how you feel, okay? So this is what he teaches them, these 5 rules. So as all of this is going, okay, guess who they meet, okay, in the millionaire's paradise? They met the spellbinder. Remember the spellbinder? He was the one that fell and collapsed while he was having his conference, yeah? Okay, so they meet him again. Turns out the spellbinder is an awesome friend with the millionaire, with Riley, okay? And So now when the entrepreneur met the spellbinder again, she initially was skeptical of even attending his conference, but now she was moved. Okay, so she wanted to share what she learned from having met the spellbinder, and from all that he taught, because he didn't teach them a lot of valuable lessons. But quite interestingly, the spellbinder's response is that, you know what, I'm not the great one here, okay? You are the great one for implementing what you learned. A lot of times we hear what we need to do, okay, but we don't do it, okay? So what sets people apart is when they implement what they learn, okay? So that's what the spellbinder applauds, okay? It's good that you implement it. All right, so the 5 a.m. club, okay? Essentially, Robert Sharma is explaining that within the golden hour, right? Yeah, from 5 to 6, you need to do the right things, okay? So he breaks down that 1 hour into 3 sections of 20 minutes, okay? 20, 20, 20. So it's the triple 20 formula. And so the first 20 minutes, you need to move, okay? Like move your body, do some exercise, okay? Do exercise. You need to sweat in the first 20 minutes. You need to release, the good hormones, okay? You need to release the good hormones in your body, so move. And the next 20 minutes, you need to reflect, okay? So it could be in writing, in your journal, okay? So reflect and on the day, okay? And positivity, get yourself in a very good mindset. And the last 20 minutes, you need to grow. It could be listening to a podcast, reading a book, okay? You need to grow, okay? Reading your Bible, it could be anything, but now you need to be able to grow. That's how you break the day, okay? The 1 hour. So 20, 20, 20, move, reflect, and grow, okay? He also teaches the importance of personal branding, okay? So you are your own personal brand. All that you produce should reflect on how you see yourself, okay? So do you see yourself as someone that people should listen to? Then, present something which people will want to listen to, okay? So always let everything that you produce, okay, reflect on how you see yourself. So apply yourself the more better, okay? Don't give in ordinary, but give in extraordinary, okay? Give in your best, okay? And also don't try and have a lot of, small little pieces. Rather work on having a masterpiece, one big masterpiece instead of small little pieces, okay? So again, he emphasizes on the importance of consistency, okay? The consistency is the DNA of mastery, okay? So do whatever it is that you believe in, but do it consistently and do it well. So also there's a difference between being busy and being productive, okay? You can just be busy and moving, but if you're not being productive, technically you're not getting results, okay? And you could end up where you started, okay? So you want to be productive. And then he shares, how the process of building a habit is like. So the first, he says it takes 66 days. The first 22 days is when it's the destruction phase, okay, where you need to change the old habits. The next 22 days is the installation, where you need to bring in, the new habit, and the last is the integration, okay. So within the 66-day frame, you have formulated a new habit. So the millionaire also took the entrepreneur and the artist, he paid for their travels as he was teaching them these techniques. He took them to Rome as well as to the Robben Island in South Africa. That is where Nelson Mandela, by the way, was in prison for 27 years, okay. So he takes them to these kind of places and he keeps teaching them a lot of important lessons in the process. Oh, by the way, by this time, the entrepreneur and the artist, they were officially dating, okay. They were officially an item, and they were becoming stronger in their love bond, in getting to know each other, okay. So it was just an amazing bond, to watch, and we get to see that in the story as well. All right, so we get to see the benefits of them having that good routine, because when the stakeholders decided to attack the entrepreneur, okay, and there were gunshots, people were about to die, we saw how the entrepreneur was able to run, to save her fiance, and that was an amazing scene, okay, because of the habit that she had developed to train herself, put her body in a position where you can handle such things, okay, and also be soberly in such processes. So that was absolutely amazing. Also, my favorite scene, I loved it. One of my favorite scenes was when they arrived, in Robben Island, and they went to Robben Island and they experienced, what Nelson Mandela also had experienced, and once again learning lessons from it. Okay, how suffering can actually yield, to great benefits. Okay, great results. Okay, what we do with our process of suffering, and I learned a lot from this section as well. Like, I mean, they couldn't go, but because of their connections, because of their titles, because of having the money. Okay, I even saw that having money, it does have advantages. Okay, yeah, it definitely helped them to go and visit the Robben Island on a day where they naturally would not be allowed to go. Okay, so also by this time, the entrepreneur and the artist were making marriage arrangements, okay, and the millionaire insisted on funding it. So he shared the following list as, his last gift. So he shared 10 tactics of lifelong genius, okay. So you do these for life, you become a genius. Number 1, tight bubble of total focus. Okay, you want to be able to be in a zone where you're not going to have any distractions, no phone, no nothing. Okay, nothing to distract you. Okay, no distractions. Be disciplined, be focused in one particular thing. Okay, you want to have something that you focus on where you're not being distracted by anything else. Number 2, the 1991 rule. Okay, so where he explains 90 minutes 90 days on one activity, on productivity. Okay, so you want to. Number 3, he calls it the 60-10 method. Okay, with this one, you want to apply your energy for 60 minutes, that's an hour. Okay, and then have a 10-minute rest. So 60 minutes focusing yourself, 10-minute rest. Focus, rest, focus, rest. So when you focus, you absolutely focused. Okay, when you're resting, you are definitely resting. Okay, so that's what he does. And all right, and number 4, he calls it the daily 5 concept. Okay, so it's a set of 5 targets that you set for the day. Okay, so today I want to accomplish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. If I accomplish these 5 things, I will feel that I was productive in this day. Okay, so you want to have a list each and every day. When you start your morning, what do I want to accomplish in this day to make me feel like I was productive in the day? Okay, and the 5th one he explains as the second wind workout. Okay, yes, we started with the workout in the morning, and that workout you needed to be active, you needed to sweat in that first workout. But the second wind workout, you don't have to sweat as much. It can be a walk to the park, you can walk out to your dog. Okay, it can be anything light. It could be some sit-ups or push-ups, anything light. But it's good to have the second wind workout to prepare for how you sleep and how you start. Number 6, okay, massage protocol. Okay, it's quite important that you give yourself the habit of taking yourself out on a spa treatment. Okay, give yourself a body massage. Okay, it releases once again the good hormones that are going to be beneficial for your good health and your productivity levels. Okay, so longevity of life. Okay, so you want to have a massage protocol or a massage routine that you squeeze in as often as you possibly can. Number 7, traffic university. So use traffic, use the time that you use your daily commute for productivity. So you can listen to a podcast, you can read a book in a bus. Okay, so just be productive. Allow even the time your commute to help you to be still in a positive mindset. Number 8, the dream team technique. Okay, so where you would delegate some task which I'm not good at this, but I know so and so does it better. Delegate it to them. Okay, have them do that. So have a team, work in a team. You achieve better when you do that, and you establish better friendships when you do that. Number 9, okay, which is the weekly design system. This is where you set out for the week, plan for the week. What do you want to accomplish within this week? Decide in which area you want to accomplish, what you want to do, and plan out for the week and execute accordingly. Okay, so plan out for the week, and that's how you can actually achieve a lot more. Yeah, you can even delegate and move things around when you plan for the week. It's highly recommended. And the last tactic for lifelong success, okay, it's the 60-minute student. Each and every day, learn something. Apply yourself for at least 1 hour every day to study something, learn something. Okay, learn something each and every day. Okay, so those are the 10 tactics. Well, I also admired the millionaire. The millionaire, he had a love story as well, but it did not really end necessarily well. Okay, but he was able to still love. He loved these fellows, and I just learned from him that, you know what, it's good to be a loving person, to give, to other people as well. Okay, so he also teaches dream big, start small, begin now. It's very important. Okay, the time that you only have, that we actually have to achieve our greatness is the time that we have now. Okay, this time is all that we really have, so let's make the most of what we have at our disposal right now. So that's what I learned from this book, The 5 a.m. Club. I actually have started working on implementing it in my life. It does make a difference. Okay, so I highly recommend it. Do read the book. Okay, let us continue to let's continue to grow. Okay, do share your experiences as well. Have you read the book? Share your experiences. Let's learn together. Okay, all right, and so looking forward to our next book discussion as well. Okay, well, have a good one. See you in the next video. Take care.